on to a bonus episode of Everything with Erin podcast. If you live under a rock, as I love to say, and you don't know, yesterday was the Met Gala, which means that we have a lot to talk about. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I was manic last night, absolutely consuming every inch of the Met Gala that I possibly could. We were out to dinner last night for Ari's birthday, and I just have photos all over my phone, so many thoughts, and just really needed to come on here and discuss because I'm hoping if you're listening to this, you care about this type of stuff like I do. So I've literally written out my notes like I'm so professional and just so prepared for today. But if you didn't know, yesterday was the Met Gala, which is basically a fundraiser for the Met in New York City. And so for the most part, designers have tables. They invite whoever they're going to dress. And so that's sort of like how it works. But if you're like a bajillionaire, you can also pay for a table or a ticket. And I think a ticket's like 35 grand. It's just absolutely crazy. So it's always such a big deal to see who's wearing what they're wearing. Did they follow the theme? And I got to tell you, the themes lately have been so complicated. A couple of years ago, Ari and I were just talking about this, the themes of like camp and avant-garde, like those were so much easier for the average Joe like me at home to decipher and like, I don't know, I guess understand. But the last couple of times, so just to give a little backstory, if you're like, you know what, the Met Gala, didn't it just happen? Yes, it did. It literally just happened in September, and that was the last spring's kind of rescheduled. So it happened in September. That was the theme of that one was the, oh my God. The theme of that gala was In America, a lexicon of fashion. And yesterday's theme was In America, an anthology of fashion. And I feel like you can interpret that so many different ways. But from what I was understanding, it was also given the dress code of Gilded Age. And also, to give some backstory, I was reading a lot on Vogue last night. This is sort of defined as like what the definition of American style is and celebrating like heroes of US design. So I have some thoughts on that later on because I feel like we need to be like defining this more ahead of time, and it's just so complicated. I feel like at home to be like, is this on theme? Is this on theme? I don't know. So last night's Met Gala was hosted by Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Regina King, and Lin-Manuel Miranda. I feel like every year the hosts of the Met Gala become more and more random. But I feel like the year that it was like Harry Styles and Lizzo, it's just like that made sense. And then last year it was like Timothée Chalamet and Emma Chamberlain. Like, I don't know. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, to me, I don't get it. But that's just me. I'm not one of those people who's like absolutely obsessed with them. She did look great last night. She's not listed as one of my best dressed, but she looked great. So to start us off, last night, I did not get to watch the red carpet. I was out and about. Like I said, we were out for Ari's birthday. We were driving. We were not going to be home when that was airing, but did do a red carpet. And instead, we were watching the Instagram Live from the Mark Hotel in New York City. So that's a hotel where celebrities will go and get ready for the gala just because it's so close to the Met. And they had an awesome live stream. I mean, at times it was incredibly slow, but nobody was coming outside. We were watching people like vacuum the rug, but it was pretty cool. I saw Anna Wintour come out. We saw Gigi Hadid and Bella come out. We saw a lot of people that we did not know or recognize, but it was pretty cool to be able to watch that live. So I hope that they continue to do that. I don't know if that's the first time that they have, but it was nice for the peeps at home to feel like they were in New York City. So I've broken out these categories into Kardashian, best dressed, and not my favorite. And I don't want to say it's worst dressed because this is my opinion. And I feel like I'm interpreting these looks by visuals and not necessarily their meaning. And I will get more into that, I feel like, as we break it down. But go ahead and check out the @everythingwitherin Instagram, because I'm going to put up Instagram stories of pictures of all of these looks. So if you're like, I didn't see that one, go check it out, because I'll have pictures on there of everything. We have to start the only way that I know how. And it is talking about my queen of all queens, Kim Kardashian. I wrote Kim Kardashian, obviously, in my notes. So Kim Kardashian is like one of the last people to come out last night on the red carpet. Obviously, she's keeping us all on our freaking toes. I was like just dying waiting for her to come out. It had been rumored in the last, I feel like, week or so that Kim was going to wear the Marilyn Monroe dress that she wore when she serenaded President JFK on his 45th birthday in 1962. You know, the happy birthday, Mr. President. And it was sort of rumored that that was going to happen. She did an interview when it was the Kardashian Hulu premiere, and someone was asking her if she would be going to the Met. She said yes, she would, but her dress cannot be altered. She was like literally speaking in riddles. She was like, her dress can't be altered, so if she can fit into it, she will be there, but if not, then she will not be there. So we were like, what? How can this dress not be altered? That is crazy. And then we're going to get into this a little bit later too, but some crazies out there have been like tracking celebrity jets, which I didn't even know that was like public information that you could do. But apparently they have been tracking Kim Kardashian's jet. And she has been visiting Florida over the last couple of weeks. A couple of times she's been down there. And this dress is being housed in the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Florida, which is incredibly random. I didn't even know there was a Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. But she borrowed it from them in Florida. She did wear this dress, which I feel like I loved that this was teased because we had like some sort of an idea of what she was wearing. I feel like stuff like that when it comes to like Kim or the Kardashians like is usually true, like what's out there. But they agreed to let her loan this piece. But before they did, she had to try on like an exact replica of it to make sure that it fit. And if it didn't fit her, they were going to be like, absolutely not. Like, you can't borrow this because you can't like alter it in any way. Like, it has to stay the way it is. It's literally a piece of art in and of itself. And so she tried on the replica. It fit. And then the dress came for a second fitting. They sent it to Calabasas. And when she tried it on a second time, it didn't fit. And so she began this like journey of just like eating really clean and like exercising a lot to just like lose a little bit more weight to fit into the dress. I feel like today, post Met Gala, I've been seeing so much about like diet culture and like, you know, is this really the best message? Like all this shit. And like, I'm sorry, like I just hate that perspective for today. Like, can we just not have like one thing that we like can love and be obsessed with? Like, I'm sure that that type of like information in the media can be triggering for people. But in my like eyes, I'm just like, oh, like, can we just appreciate that she fit into this literal piece of art dress? Like, it's so sick and cool. And so I'm not going to harp on that. I'm not going to talk about, you know, any sort of negative surrounding that. But just know that I have definitely been seeing that online today. And so she finally got the dress and she, I guess, like changed into the dress like really, really close to the Met. Like they built this like fitting room or something where a conservationist, like literally with white gloves, was like helping her put this dress on. And so she said to Vogue that, like, you know, she wasn't going to sit down in this dress. She wasn't going to eat in this dress. And so after the red carpet, she, I think, changed right back into the, like, exact replica. So it wasn't the real one. It was like she could kind of fuck it up if she messed up or, like, dropped something on it. You know, it wasn't going to be, like, an emergency. She said that she spent 14 hours yesterday dyeing her hair blonde, which I'm obsessed with the blonde. I didn't expect her to do blonde. I don't know why. Like, I'm glad that she didn't do her hair down or like really try to like look like Marilyn Monroe. It was so Kim and Marilyn like together, and I'm just beyond obsessed with that. Like, I don't know what it is about Kim, but when she has blonde hair, I'm like obsessed, like beyond obsessed. And she obviously walked the carpet with Pete Davidson. This was their second red carpet together. They did go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner a couple of days ago. So I feel like we were all extremely shook. I mean, obviously I was quaking because I feel like I didn't expect them to walk this carpet together. I kind of thought he would be there and just like go inside and she would like do the carpet like on her own just because she needs a moment. And I mean, it was everything. I could talk about them for a full hour, so I'm going to move on. The next Kardashian, we've got Chloe. It was her first Met Gala. She looked stunning. She was wearing Moschino, and it was a gold gown, gorgeous. A lot of pics that she had. She had sunglasses on. She was just looking fire and just like amazing. So happy she finally got to go to a Met Gala. I will say so many of the pictures I've seen of her are standing next to Kylie, who, you know, I'll get to, but I think that really took away from Chloe's look. But she looked great. Hope she had a great time. I'm so glad that she was finally able to be invited. Kourtney was wearing Tom Brown. I do not think that this outfit was flattering at all. It was giving skater girl vibes. It was almost like a white button-up crop top with like this, I didn't mind the top. It was the skirt was so unflattering. It was more of like a white and black kind of like color blocking situation. It was like wrapped. I don't know. It was not my favorite. I really didn't love it. Check out the pictures. It's extremely hard to explain. I just feel like, I don't know. I get it. I feel like her and Travis were like kind of matchy a little bit, but I think she could have obviously worn something different. One of my favorite dresses of the night was Miss Kris Jenner, absolute queen. She was wearing a yellow Oscar de la Renta dress. I think it's my favorite Met Gala look of hers ever. Her hair being flipped out, I was like, stop it right now. Like, she is so cute. She looked so good. I was just obsessed. I thought she looked incredible. Kylie was wearing off-white, and you know, when I first saw a sneak peek of Kylie, she was getting into a van, and I thought she had like a little bonnet on her head. Like, I saw the hat. The hat is all I saw. I did not realize that it was a backwards snapback. And it's like, now that I've had time to like read about the like story behind this dress, I like feel bad even saying that I didn't like it, but I didn't like it. I'm sorry. Visually, I don't love the look. I get it and I understand it, I think, but it was just like distracting, and I don't know. I just didn't love it. But basically, it was a contemporary twist on a wedding gown that was designed by Off-White's founder, Virgil, who passed away in the fall. And apparently they had been collaborating on this for would have been last year's Met Gala. And it was like an ode to him. I love that. He's obviously an iconic American designer, but this was not it for me, Kylie. I'm so sorry. I loved her past Met Gala looks so much more. And if you have not seen this yet, you absolutely have to. It's basically like a white, huge wedding gown with a backwards white snapback with a veil. And it's almost like she's wearing a sheer white t-shirt underneath the wedding gown. I'm sorry, I do not understand. I don't. Kendall looked beautiful. She was wearing Prada, and I loved her dress, loved her hair. But one thing that I just did not love, and as a theme of something I did not love for the night, is the no eyebrow look. I don't get it. I do not get it. I do not like the blonde see-through eyebrows, painting over the eyebrows. Like, it is so scary to me and not my favorite look ever. And I was so glad to see that she didn't actually dye her eyebrows. They were definitely just painted over with makeup because her after party look, she had eyebrows again. Thank God. So I loved her gown. I thought she was pretty, but yeah, definitely didn't love the eyebrow situation that was going on there. Some of my best looks from the night, we've got Miss Hailey Bieber in Saint Laurent. I loved her. She just looked gorgeous as always, and I'm just obsessed. She can do no wrong in my eyes. Emma Chamberlain was wearing Louis Vuitton. She looked amazing. She was one of the first people actually out on the red carpet last night, and I feel like she really takes fashion like so seriously, and I just like appreciate that from her. She just looked absolutely gorgeous. I'm looking through my stories right now to see if I had a picture of her. I don't think I actually did, but I'll put it up on my other stories. And yeah, she just looked stunning. One of my favorites, which was so surprising to me, was Sabrina Carpenter. She was wearing, I'm not going to say this right, Paco Rabanne, and it was almost like a shimmery gold like bra with a high-waisted huge skirt. It was gorgeous. She looked glowy. Oh my God, sorry, my voice. She looked glowy, tan. Her hair was just like down, kind of almost like messy. Probably could have done better hair if I'm honest, but she looked gorgeous. Loved her makeup. 10 out of 10. Another one of my favorites was Kerry Washington. She was wearing Tory Burch, which, I don't know, I guess I didn't realize that they did designer clothes as well. But she looked gorgeous. It was almost really like a sheer black gown, some gloves, really simple jewelry, and yeah, she looked absolutely stunning. One of my other favorites was Laura Harrier. She was wearing Glamade, and she was someone who I didn't originally see at first, but when I was going on the Vogue website last night to see like what other looks there were, I feel like this really fits the Gilded Age theme. The dress is extremely flattering. It's almost giving Bridgerton. Black long velvet gloves. And yeah, I just thought it was beautiful. And I feel like if you haven't seen this look, definitely check out the stories. It's like almost like a patterned, what is the word? I can't think of the word, but what is that word? You know, like how rugs are like, I wish somebody else was here to listen to my thoughts and explain to me what I'm thinking. But yeah, anyways, she looked incredible. Loved that. One of my favorite male looks from the night was Dwayne Wade. He was wearing a white Versace suit, shirtless underneath. 10 out of 10. I was obsessed. He was actually another person that I saw come out of the Mark Hotel. He looked so good, and I wish I got like a video of him coming out. He was like giving the peace sign, and I was just like living for him. Like, it was just so funny. So he looked amazing. I loved his look. I loved the no shirt look underneath too. Maud Apatow was wearing Miu Miu. I'm saying that wrong. I definitely know it. It's giving old Hollywood glamour. She looked incredible, and I was just absolutely obsessed with this look. Again, I'm trying to look through my stories to find her, and I guess I didn't take a picture of her, but she looked great. It was like really dark dress, strapless, almost like a velvet top, and then it was really sheer underneath. Her hair looked great, really dark lip. She looked stunning. One of my other favorites, originally I did not love, was Dakota Johnson. She was wearing Gucci, and originally she came out in this Gucci outfit, but she was wearing like this weird robe with it, and it was like giving bathrobe. Like it was a velvet, very, very long robe with like a tie. It just was not flattering. And it was almost like a dark, like wine color. And then she took the the robe off. I don't know where it went. And then it was like this sheer jumpsuit that was like black lace, long sleeve, long legs, and like these almost like drippy, like rhinestone-y, like diamonds coming off her. I'm doing a great job explaining, but I loved that. I thought it looked really, really good. Then Megan Thee Stallion was wearing Moschino, and she looked great. I just loved the gold. I thought the shoulders looked awesome. And I don't know necessarily if it fit the theme. Not that I'm an expert. Obviously, I have really no idea, but I just loved the gold look. Stunning. Billie Eilish was wearing Gucci. Felt very on theme, I will say. And it was almost like she had a really tight corset and like these lace, like light green gloves that just like went almost all the way up to her shoulders. Like banded choker. Really, really nice. That looked really good on her. Another person who I loved that was just really a simple look, but I was like kind of obsessed with, was Alexa Chung. And I don't even know how to explain who Alexa Chung is. If you don't know who she is, like, did you not watch the Alexa Chung show on MTV? This was a really, really simple gown, but I thought she looked stunning. I have no idea who she's wearing, actually. I couldn't find it, but she looked amazing, and with a red lip, short hair, she looked great. And bring back the Alexa Chung show, which was basically like a talk show on MTV, and I was just obsessed. Daisy Edgar-Jones was wearing Oscar de la Renta. I love her. She can literally do no wrong in my eyes. Just like anything she wears, she just absolutely kills it. And I'm just a huge fan of hers. That dress looked stunning on her. Another one that I love that was a good surprise of the night was Evan Mock. He was from the new Gossip Girl that came out last year. He was wearing Head of State, and he looked so good. This is fitting the Gilded Age theme, in my opinion, and it just looked really good. I feel like this was a nice creative look, and I'm glad that he kept his pink hair for it as well. Austin Butler was wearing Prada. He was with Kaya Gerber, and Kaya Gerber's look was not my favorite. I didn't love the hair as much, but Austin Butler, like, oh my freaking God, he looked so good. I'm definitely going to put a picture of him on my story. I don't remember who Bradley Cooper was wearing, but all I needed to say to you was that his hair was doing weirdness. It was giving like slept with wet hair, woke up and it's like wavy, but like not in a good way. Like it didn't look right. I don't know if it was just really long all of a sudden or like what was happening there, but didn't love. Jacob Elordi was wearing Burberry. I actually really liked his suit. It had all these like kind of different embroideries on it, and I was a huge fan. He looked great, obviously, as always. His hair's also looking a little bit long as well. Kate Moss was wearing Burberry as well. She looked freaking phenomenal. I am just obsessed. I loved that this was almost like a trench coat black dress, but it was like off the shoulder, and her hair looked amazing, and her red lip, like, oh my God, she looked so good. That was definitely one of my favorites. And then Brooklyn and Nicola Peltz Beckham were wearing Valentino. I'm obsessed with them. When I was looking last night, I thought his suit was almost like a really, really, really light pink. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks white to me, so I don't even know. But I loved her dress. It was so pretty, so flattering. It was like a hot pink. Again, is it on theme? I don't really know, but I don't really care. I thought that they complemented each other really well. and this dress was just like really different and simple in terms of like there's no like embellishments or like crazy things going on, but it was gorgeous. Now, I'm not going to say my worst looks, but I'm going to talk about ones that weren't my favorite. One of which obviously is Kylie, which I already touched upon, and I won't like rip into her, but it just definitely wasn't one of my favorites. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. Oh, guys, like I love you. I love you guys. They were wearing Louis Vuitton, and it was not my favorite at all. I just didn't love her eye makeup. I didn't think that the dress was very great. Like the hair, he was wearing this like, you know, like cape almost. Like, I don't know, guys. Like they're so attractive. Like I just don't love. And also she was doing the no eyebrow look as well, which I'm not here for it. I just don't like it. But then I was shook to my literal core when I saw a picture of Emma Corrin in Miu Miu. I literally can't say that. I don't know. I did not even recognize her. I was in literal shock. She's basically wearing a literal top hat and a huge oversized like plaid like suit coat with shorts and white tights and boots. I don't know what to say, but it was not it for me. And it's also so interesting to like see these designers, like that's what they dressed Emma Corrin in, but then Maud Apatow was giving us like old Hollywood glamour with her outfit. I don't understand who is doing what here. That was definitely not one of my favorites, but those are pretty much the only ones I didn't love. I do want to note those who were noticeably absent. We obviously were missing Timothée Chalamet. We were missing Harry Styles. Really was missing Justin Bieber. I always like to see what he comes out with because I feel like he really like gets fashion and like likes to do different things. I mean, obviously so does Harry Styles, but I like seeing Hailey and Justin together, and he was not there, which was really sad and I think unexpected. I mean, maybe I was missing something and he announced he wasn't coming, but I wish I had seen them together. And then Miss Taylor Allison Swift was not there last night, and I really thought she was going to be. Her besties were hosting, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, like, okay, maybe like that would have gotten her there. No, it did not. And like I said with Kim and tracking the flights, somebody on Twitter was tracking her flight as well, and she was playing us. I don't put it past her. She will play with us, and she definitely was. She literally left Nashville like yesterday or the day before, flew to New York, New Jersey, and we were like, oh my God, she's here. She's going to the Met. Like, it's going to be amazing. And then that bitch left and she went to London. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? I was so looking forward to her. I thought like maybe her and Kim were like waiting out who was going to go out first. Like, and so once Kim came out, I was like, oh my God, like Taylor's going to come out, and Karlie Kloss was there. And I was like, oh my God, like this is going to be crazy. And then Taylor did not show up. So I'm extremely devastated, to say the least. Like, I really thought she was going to be there. I feel like even though there were like so many like celebrities and like models and like everybody there last night, I don't know if I just was like consuming so much of it that then I was like, where's everybody else? But it just felt like there weren't like as many people there. Like Lady Gaga wasn't there. Like Selena Gomez wasn't there. I don't know. Just like people that I like to see, I feel like just weren't there. And maybe that's just because it's like the younger generations coming in, but I don't know. I need to wrap it up because it's already been 30 minutes, but check out the Instagram stories for Everything with Erin pod and let me know your thoughts. I just love talking Met Gala, obviously, and I'm here if you want to slide into the DMs and chat about the Met. I'm going to sign off. I will be back Thursday for another episode. I have no freaking clue what it's going to be, but I hope that it's going to be a good one. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you liked this bonus episode, and I will talk